Hello and welcome to Banking Frontiers Live. I'm Sneha Agrawal and today I'm here to introduce you to one of the leading lady luminaries of the BFSI sector on the occasion of International Women's Day. Today, for the same, we have Shikha Bagai, who is the Country Managing Director India at Vista Group. Welcome, ma'am.
Hi, Sneha. Nice to be here.
Today, we'll be discussing about emotional intelligence. So, ma'am, what helps you enhance your own emotional intelligence?
So I enhance emotional intelligence all the time. So for me, the way emotional intelligence is defined, I think it's a very fancy term that we have given in the modern day. But emotional intelligence is something which is a basic trait of how you live your life. And I think it's been there for all the times. For me, emotional intelligence is about how you experience life and how you enable other people to experience you as a human being in various roles that you have. And therefore, it is an all-encompassing dimension of how we live our lives. I seriously think that we've kind of overhyped it in the modern days of very formal psychology. But it's a very basic trait as human beings that we come here with. We are social animals. End of the day, we as human beings, we are our basic social interaction and being is one of our basic expressions, and therefore for any social expression, emotional intelligence is a key trait. We are not animals that we are not. If we have to deal with the world around us, then emotional intelligence is a key trait.
Definitely. So, what are the other good ways to improve emotional intelligence according to you?
So, in that sense, it is about building your life skills and improving your life skills every single day of your life, and to create a life which is more pleasant for your own self and for people around you. Now, there could be various learnings, various experiences, and various deliberate tools that we use. So, I start my day with meditation pretty much every day. That to me, that's one key element of how I experience life. And it's not necessarily for emotional intelligence. It just gives me a better grip of how I deal with life, how I experience life, and how others around me experience me.
Okay.
And then during the day, the other tools for enhancing emotional intelligence or expressing emotional intelligence at its best are the life lessons. The more we live our lives with complete involvement, the more we optimize our expression, better we keep getting at emotional intelligence.
Hi. Do you want to know how leaders who were born, bred in India have made it finally globally on that stage? Do you want to learn the secrets that might have helped Sundar Pichai or Satya Nadella really get up right there to becoming global heads of organizations? If you want to learn all that, then you better learn from global leaders. We have Sanjay Tandon coming in from Silicon Valley. We have Kalyani, who's been the Chief Accounting Officer for Sun Microsystems. We have Sri Krishnan, who's the CEO here in Karnataka Bank. We have Ram Kumar, who's been here as the head of FIS for India and Philippines. We have so many leaders right here who will share their stories, give you tips. So you need to sign up quickly for May 3rd and May 4th, which is the Global CXO Accelerator Summit. And it's happening right here in Bangalore. So wherever you are, whichever city, book your tickets and see you here, because we're going to have a 7-day event, 5 days online and 2 days live. And when you book your 2-day pass, you could win gifts up to 89,000. So click on the link below and I'll see you there.
Yeah, definitely. Nothing can be better than meditation to improve your life. That's wonderful. Even I have been a classical dancer. I've learned Bharatanatyam for about 7-8 years.
Yeah, it's a very beautiful form of dance. Nothing beats Indian classical dance and music in being all around it.
True.
In our expressions.
So, moving on to the next question. How has emotional intelligence contributed to your professional success?
So, if I have to bucket dimensions of our being that help us succeed in life, and in our professional pursuits and in our other pursuits, then largely we recognize emotional quotient and intelligence quotient, IQ and EQ. These are the two quotients that we understand. There is a third quotient called spiritual quotient, which we don't really give so much importance to. I guess we have some distance to cover before we get to SQ. But IQ and EQ are two elements which really express themselves at work and at our professional pursuits a lot. And a lot of times we realize that businesses are not just about driving IQs, because all of the business problems are not necessarily solved with only IQ. For the simple reason that when we drive business outcomes, we are really driving group energies or group pursuits. And to as business leaders, to drive a business and to drive a group of people in pursuit of excellence in order to achieve those professional outcomes or business outcomes, it is important for us to be high on emotional quotient, because you are dealing with multiple types of people, and then you're channelizing everyone into one common goal, which is the business goal. So that has how it has helped me also, because it has helped me stay focused. Because if you keep losing yourself, what I find is that people who are in the world of business, people who are low on their EQs, typically falter because they can see solutions, they can find intellectual solutions, but to really implement those intellectual solutions and drive groups of people to in pursuit of a single business outcome or 2 to 3 business outcomes, you need to harness those energies in multiple quotients. And that's where EQ comes in, because in IQ, we can have mental models of how business and people and industry and competition should be. EQ helps us implement them in the real world and understand that, mental models, how to implement these models best in the real life situations where people behave the way they behave and people behave differently. And then in all of that, to just harness everyone into pursuing common goals is where EQ has always stood me in good stead. It has helped me ultimately stay focused on the business pursuits and achieve those outcomes.
Hi, have you heard of the Global CXO Accelerator Summit that's happening right here in Bangalore on May 3rd and May 4th? What? You haven't? It's a 7-day summit, 5 days of learning online, 2 days of learning live from the world's best. We have leaders coming in from Silicon Valley, Sanjay Tandon, who's been the Global Director of Applied Materials Corporation, Kalyani, who's been the Chief Accounting Officer for Sun Microsystems. We have Sri Krishnan, who's the CEO here of Karnataka Bank and, earlier with Yes Bank. We have Ram Kumar, who's an EVP and who's been here with FIS, and he heads the India and Philippines operations. We have Pradipto. We have Arvind Sitaraman, who's been the president of Cisco earlier. Come and learn from the world's best, because they will tell you about the mistakes you made. They will tell you about what helped them succeed. Learn from leaders who've done it. Stop wasting your time, aimlessly wandering around social media from WhatsApp University. Learn from the world's best. So click on the link below. It's May 3rd and 4th. See you there. Book your early bird tickets. And when you book a 2-day pass, you could win benefits up to 89,000. See you in Bangalore.
Definitely is absolutely very important in today's days. So can you share a incident where emotional intelligence has helped you overcome tough times in your professional career?
So I can count a lot of times, actually. There have been multiple instances. Specifically, I would say that in times when we have been faced with, challenges that are industry bound or economic turnarounds. I still remember the times when Lehman crash happened, 2008, and the markets, just tumbled down like there was no low that was low enough. And so typically when you run the times of crisis, And that has happened multiple times. I mean, I think everyone, all business leaders experience it. At that point in time, to manage multiple stakeholders and to manage situations which are really tricky, which could end up in losses that are that are scary. In all of these times, emotional intelligence has really helped me stay the course and not give up and stay resilient and take people along. In almost every crisis, it has helped me take people along. And it has also helped me in times when we have tried to do things which are inherently difficult. So, for instance, even in my last stint as CFO of Aditya Birla Health Insurance, because I think through and through it really helps, because when you're doing things which are inherently difficult and trying to meet multiple objectives and trying to pull everyone together, those are the times that it really comes in handy, and it has come in handy for me at multiple times in my life.
Okay. So, does emotional intelligence help you continually or only during rough times?
So, like I said, according to me, emotional intelligence is a basic trait. It helps you deal with your life. One way where I would say it has really helped is, as Indian women, we come from traditional households, and we balance our boardrooms and our professional pursuits with taking care of families and kids and keeping families together. So we are socially the expectations that we function under are a bit different, and it is in a world where people keep fighting on equality, I have always stood up for traditional roles of women just as much as modern roles. It is for me, it has always been a pleasure to keep a family together, and to raise a daughter to be all rounded, to be there for the whole family. And when you try to balance your traditional roles as a woman with professional pursuits that are as rough as they get, that is again where emotional intelligence really comes in handy. And then you want to also balance your expressions of things like keeping your hobbies of classical dance and all of that. So if you want your expression to be that optimized, and if you want to enhance your expression at that level, where you want to play a traditional role, you also want to be modern in your professional outworks, you also want to express your hobbies, then there is nothing, you need it all the time. You need your emotional intelligence all the time. So it's a question of how optimum do you want your expression to be.
When are you going to stop procrastinating and taking action? When are you going to learn what it takes to get that 1 CR salary plus and a great lifestyle and a great future for your children and your dreams of becoming a global CXO, a CTO, a CIO, a CISO, whatever you want to be? Stop procrastinating and sign up quickly for this Global CXO Accelerator Summit. It's the first time in India, and it's the only event like this in India. You won't find it. So click on the link below. We have leaders like Sanjay Tandon, who's coming in from Silicon Valley. We have Kalyani, who's been a Chief Accounting Officer for Sun Microsystems and Intap. We have Arvind, who's been the President of Cisco, who's got a number of patents to his name. We have Sri Krishnan, who's the CEO, and he's going here to share his story with you. We've got Ram Kumar, who's the EVP for FIS for India and Philippines. All these people are here to share their stories to help you. So stop procrastinating and sign up. Stop sitting on the fence. Change your life. Take charge. I want to see you here on May 3rd and 4th. And when you buy a 2-day pass, you could win, benefits up to 89,000. So click below. Click quickly.
Okay. So, on that note, do you see any differences in emotional intelligence between men and women?
I think characterizing or segregating based on gender is really not fair. It is fair to neither men nor to women. It is more a function of how you grow up, what kinds of experiences you go through, and how determined or what are the choices, and what is it that you're after, or what is it that you're pursuing. And therefore, I don't see a categorization as men and women when it comes to EQ. It is more about your specific experiences.
Okay. So moving on to the last question. What books, according to you, are a must-read for younger women?
See, I don't believe too much in external influence and external opinion on matters of internal growth. Because for me, meditation, all of these things are first-hand experiences. And if I rely on somebody else's experience, then it is always second-hand. At the same time, if someone is looking for messages, for some kind of, miles, say signposts to just point to the direction, then there are lots of good people. So there is Daniel Goleman, who's done a lot of work in EQ, and then there is about the way of life, right? So then, of course, we have in India, we have people like Sadhguru, and we've had people like Vivekanand. So it is really not about EQ; it is about your expression as a human being, and optimizing that and living a life which you wish to lead consciously, and not just get carried away with situations. And that's what emotional intelligence is all about.
Yes, definitely. So thank you so much, ma'am, for being here and for those wonderful insights.
Thank you so much.